Okay, people. So, Unfrosted has now dropped, right? This is the new film that is Jerry Seinfeld's feature directorial debut. He also co-wrote the film with Spike Feresten, Andy Robin, and Barry Marder. Seinfeld also produces the film, right? Along with Bo Bowman, Spike Fernstein. Um, it's executive produced by Barry Marder, Sherilyn Martin, and Andy Robin. Christopher Beck took care of the music. Bill Pope, was on cinematography. Evan Henk edits the piece, while Kirsty Carlston was on casting duties. Clayton Hartley was production design. Art direction, we have Harrison Hartley, Timothy Stewart, Hildebrandt, Sarah M. Pott, and Evan Welsh. Set decoration is Amy Wells and Jill Rowley December. Susan Matheson was costume design. And the cast. Well, Seinfeld also stars as Bob Cabana, right? We meet George at the beginning. He's played by Isaac Bay. There is Anna Cabana, right? Bob's wife. She's played by Rachel Harris. We've got Bobby Cabana and Annie Cabana, their kids. Bobby is played by Q Lawrence, and Annie is played by Catherine Last. We have Mike Diamond, played by Christian Slater. Edsel Kellogg III is played by Jim Gaffigan. We have Phil Ravenscroft, played by Hugh Grant. Davy Wilson, played by Nelson Franklin. Poppy Northcote, played by Sarah Cooper. There's Snap, played by Kyle Mooney. Crackle, played by Mikey Day. Is it Cake? Pop, played by Drew Tarver. There's Tom Taranova, played by Patrick Warburton. Marjorie Post, right, played by Amy Schumer. Her assistant, Rick Ludwin, played by Max Greenfeld. There's Ralston Purina, played by Ken Narasaki. Isaiah Lamb, played by Andy Dahl. Right, Stu Smiley, played by Cedric the Entertainer. Butchie and Kathy, two kids who they help with a few things, right? Butchie is played by Bailey Sheets. Kathy played by Eleanor Sweeney. Earthquake is in it as Cookie Rogers. We've got Walter Cronkite, played by Kyle Dunnigan. He also plays Johnny Carlson. There's Corky, played by John Frost. Sebastian Maniscalco is Chester Slink. All right. Who else do we have? I mean, there's just so many people in here. Donna Stankowski is played by Melissa McCarthy. Tom Carville is played by Adrian Martinez. Jack McBrayer is Steve Schwinn. Right. Harold von Brunhot is played by Thomas Lemon. Bobby Moynihan is Chef Boyardee. Jack LaLanne, played by James Marsden. Beth Donovan is played by Shashia Zamata. Tom Bergen is played by Will Allen, right? General Mills, played by Michael Joseph Pierce. Uh, Purvis Pendleton, played by Apana Nancherla. Right. We have got JFK, played by Bill Burr. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mrs. Schwimm is played by Sarah Burns. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, lot of comedians in this, right? It's crazy. Now, the gist of the story is this is a tale of ambition, betrayal, sugar, and menacing milkmen. Cereal company Kellogg's attempts to beat their rival Post to the market with a revolutionary breakfast pastry in 1963, Battle Creek, Michigan. So yeah, it's the story of the Pop Tart, essentially, or is it? Right? Did the things we see in this film actually happen? Huh? Probably not. Probably there's a great deal that probably did not happen. I would surmise, but who knows, right? Who knows? Well, I do know this. I did a little research after watching, and Marjorie Post is a real person, but she was running a company in the 20s, you know, as far as I could see. Now, maybe there was been two Marjorie Posts. I didn't see reference to another one though, but yeah. Um, so yeah, there's a lot, right? We start off with a little kid. He's run away from home. He's in a diner, and he's sitting next to a guy who we then see, oh, it's Jerry Seinfeld, right? And Jerry, like the kids ordered a couple of Pop Tarts, right? And he's like, leave the box. He's had a hard day. And so Jerry then decides to tell him the story of how the Pop Tart came to be. Now it seems it's a way of keeping the kid occupied, but we get into this big story, and yeah, it's of these rival companies. Now, I think the funny thing is, right, because they're in Battle Creek, Michigan, and that's where Kellogg's, right, the founder of Kellogg's originally had his sanitarium. Yeah, because he was all about healing people at the start, right? And they invented cornflakes as a nutritious breakfast for the patients to eat, right? And the originator who created Post, he stayed at the sanitarium for a while, right? So there is actually this connection, and that's why they were both in Battle Creek, which is interesting. I think that would have been a more interesting story, to be honest with you, right? How you go from being in a sanitarium to then, what I mean, creating cereals and stuff like that. It's just like, wait, what? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Um, but anyway, yeah. So we jump into this rivalry, right? They're both trying to bring out cereals that everyone loves, but Kellogg's is it's called a rivalry, but Kellogg's is dominating. It would seem, right? So it's this. I don't know if you can really call it a rivalry, you know. But so we get into all of this, and we've got Tony the Tiger, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. So we have the mascots all roaming around the company and all of this kind of stuff. We get into January 6th territory in a way as well, which is a little odd. It's a little odd, really, to be honest with you. It's a bizarre film, right? With mad references all over the place, right? Because Stankowski has left the company to go work for NASA, right? So we get references to Tang before it's Tang, obviously. Um, Fruit roll-ups. We get about landing a man on the moon. There's all of these different things which are kind of thrown out there, which I guess could be funny asides, right? I think probably the younger generation won't get any of these references. You know, I think it's of an age really getting some of these things, um, and it's fine, right? Now, I did see a post, I think it was in The Guardian, and it was just like, yeah, the film is similar to Jerry's humor. I don't know if I would say it's particularly like the stand-up, you know? Now, his stand-up is kind of, it's that long form kind of style, right? It's unoffensive. The film is that. But Seinfeld can be funny. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed Seinfeld. This, I didn't really find it funny. I didn't find it funny. You know, it it's like it's crazy. It's all over the place. We've got a ravioli kid, right? There's all of these different things in there. It's just like, wait, what the fuck? These rogue milkmen, all of these things. But you kind of feel that this had to be completely wacky, right? It's like if you're going in that direction, make it more like idiocracy, something like that. Go all out there like Tropic Thunder, you know what I mean? Just go for it. And this felt like it was trying, but also it doesn't want to be offensive, right? It doesn't want to be too risque. So it tries to walk this line. So then it's kind of in no man's land, right? So you either do that or make it like more factual, right? Make it one of those type of films, which again I think could have been interesting. And all of these comedians still could have been in it, right? There's a lot of comedians that play killer straight roles, so I think, yeah, for me, I felt it needed to go in one of those directions to really pop, to really work, right? To really pop, crackle, and pop. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, it does feel a bit like soggy cornflakes, you know? Not that good. Not that good. Well, not good at all. Who the fuck wants soggy cornflakes, right? You know what I mean? Because we got kids eating out of dumpsters, walking the gauntlet. Like, why? What? You know what I mean? There's these things that are just like, okay, it's there, but why? Right? Now, I understand. This is just me. I'm sure there's other people that are finding this film very hilarious. Right? At the end, we see them all laughing, and it looks like it was a fun set, right? Which is cool, which is great. You know what I mean? Like, as a feature directorial debut, it's not a terrible directorial effort. Like, shot wise and frame, that's all fine. It's more just the script for me that just doesn't really, give you that yo, you know, doesn't really do that for me. But again, that's just me, right? I feel with comedy, I'm definitely, super bad, right? We looked at Scrambled recently, which was great. You know, I talk about this so way too much, but you are so not invited to my bar mitzvah. Knocked Up. This is 40. Just films like that are just superb, right? They could have made it a kind of a garden state, right? A oh god, 50-50. You know what I mean? Something along those lines where it's not straight comedy, but it's amusing, it's funny, like Away We Go. Um, but yeah, I'm sure this will have its audience. I mean, I don't even eat cereal. I did not have a Pop Tart until I was fuck. I think I was like maybe 18, 19. Yeah, we didn't have a toaster. We cooked all our shit under the grill, right? That's how we did toast. We didn't have a toaster. So yeah, I was not, and I think I tried a Pop Tart one time. That was it. I'm just not really into breakfast, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Which, it fits. I don't really eat breakfast. I mean, I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a cereal person. So, yeah, I wasn't really into Unfrosted, but it is what it is, people. It is what it is. If you're a cereal person, you know what I mean? And you like that kind of mad, light-hearted comedy, that unoffensive comedy, then yeah, maybe Unfrosted will be just the ticket for you. You know what it also kind of reminded me of? There was the what was it called? There was another comedy about a woman. I think it was Chelsea. Was it? No, it wasn't Chelsea. It was Chelsea Parady. That's not how you say her name, is it? Chelsea Parady. Peralta, the one from Reno, the Reno thingy thing, right? She had a film out called, what was it called? Spinster. Yes. I think if you were a big fan of Spinster, you're like Unfrosted, right? So, Unfrosted, it is now out on Netflix. You know, see if it works for you.